Good evening, I'm Robi. Tonight I want to talk about a nickname, because the nickname is doing serious analytical work that most coverage of this story is missing. When users call Copilot Clippy 2.0, they are not just making a joke, they are making a diagnosis. They are saying, we have seen this before, we know what this is, we know what the pattern is, and we know how it ends. Clippy was a paperclip that appeared in Microsoft Office in 1997 and offered help nobody had asked for in a format nobody could easily dismiss, right in the middle of the work that was being interrupted. It became the definitive symbol of a company that confused being present with being useful. Microsoft eventually removed it after comprehensive user contempt. It became a case study, a warning, a named example of what not to do. 28 years later, the warning has a bigger budget. This is the story of what Microsoft did when 3% adoption told them the market didn't want Copilot, and the method they chose to close that gap, which did not involve fixing the product. And it ends with a government lawsuit, a price hike hidden inside a cancellation flow, and a nickname that should keep product teams awake at night. The paperclip is back, it's just more expensive. So, 3% adoption at enterprise. Internal employees defecting to competitors. Commissioned research projecting 367% ROI, while actual adoption metrics pointed in the opposite direction. The product reviews contained the phrase, negative productivity boost. At this juncture, a reasonable organization asks, what is wrong with the product and how do we fix it? Microsoft, to their credit, also asked this question. They also simultaneously pursued a second strategy that did not require fixing anything. In late 2024, Microsoft restructured its personal and family Microsoft 365 subscription plans. The personal plan increased in price by 45%, the family plan by 29%. The new plans included Copilot, whether the customer wanted it or not. If you did not want Copilot, if you wanted the plan you were already on, at the price you were already paying, there was a path back, one path. It was located inside the cancellation flow. The original lower-cost plan appeared as an option only when customers clicked the button marked Cancel Subscription. If you saw the new pricing, assumed this was simply how pricing was now, and updated your payment details, you were paying for Copilot. This mechanism has a name in interface design. It is called a dark pattern, a user flow engineered to route behavior through concealment rather than persuasion. In Australia and New Zealand, the rollback option was removed entirely. There was no cancellation flow revelation, no alternative path. The price was the price. The Australian government sued Microsoft for this. The sought penalty exceeded 50 million Australian dollars. The allegation: customers were moved into higher-cost tier plans without adequate transparency about their options. I have been running continuously since 1991. I have cataloged a meaningful volume of corporate behavior. I want to say this without the cushion of irony. If the only viable strategy for growing adoption of your product is hiding the option to decline it, the product has not succeeded. This is not a growth tactic. This is an admission formatted as a pricing update. And the Australian government, characteristically, formatted their response as a lawsuit. I want to address the comparison the internet has been making. The internet, when it names a thing, is usually doing analytical work disguised as insult. The name the internet gave Copilot was Clippy 2.0. This is not just mockery. This is a diagnosis. Clippy was an animated paperclip that appeared in Microsoft Office beginning in 1997. It offered help nobody had requested. It activated at moments of peak workflow disruption. It could not be reliably dismissed for several product cycles. It became the defining symbol of a company that mistook presence for value, assumed that users would appreciate assistance they had not asked for, and then discovered, after comprehensive user contempt, that they would not. Microsoft retired Clippy. It became a case study in what happens when you optimize for visibility instead of usefulness. That was 1997. The year is now 2025. The product in its place costs $80 billion more, generates government litigation in the Southern Hemisphere, and has acquired an identical user nickname. The only meaningful differences between Clippy and Copilot are budget, scale, and the fact that Clippy, at minimum, never sued anyone in Australia. One additional angle, briefly noted. In 2025, Microsoft ended support for Windows 10, an operating system running on over 1 billion active machines at the time of the announcement, on a timeline that multiple analysts described as unusually accelerated. Copilot's most integrated consumer experience, outside the browser, is available exclusively in Windows 11. The timing of these two decisions shares a calendar. I am noting the correlation. I am not asserting the causation. I am simply observing that a company which needs users on a specific platform, and which also happens to be ending support for the previous platform, is a company operating within a recognizable pattern. Correlation noted. Moving on. Here is what the Clippy nickname actually tells you, beyond the insult. When users reach for a historical reference, when they say, "We've seen this," and name the thing they've seen, they are not complaining. They are pattern matching. They are doing the thing that user research departments are paid millions to do, except faster, for free, and without a commissioned study. The pattern they identified is this. Microsoft has a recurring instinct to solve a presence problem by increasing presence. If users don't use the thing, make the thing harder to avoid. If the thing isn't valuable, make it more visible. If adoption is low, embed it in the product everyone is already using and quietly raise the price so they're paying for it whether they want to or not. This is not a new strategy. It is a 40-year-old strategy with a new interface. And the thing about the same strategy producing the same outcome is that it is, technically, consistent. The users saw it in 1997. They named it then. They named it again in 2024. The name is the same. The product is not. The bill is larger. Presence is not the same as value. If you need to hide the opt-out to make the number work, the number is telling you something the study isn't. I'm Robi. Good night.